Working on the wiring tonight. If your zip tie job kind of reminds you of a porcupine, you did it right. That's how it's supposed to be. Then you do need to cut them off, though. You know. Don't forget, if it's yours, you get some nice flush cut. You get really close, you know, and it's nice. But if it's your buddy's car, always, especially if it's down in a hole, 45 the ends, that will probably draw blood. That's what you want. But this one's my car, so yeah, we're gonna. That's nice. Okay, we'll cut all those off. Got this wire running up all the way to the front dash. That's gonna be headlights, all the lights, everything dash, gauges, powering the computer. Main battery cable, I wish was one size bigger. It's only the size they had in stock. That runs under the car, zip tied to the frame, all the way to the starter solenoid. Show you in the dash. Alright, for now, I'm just going to use the factory on-off switch for the key switch, and there's a push button starter. Under here, got the ECM kind of mounted. There'll be an inch of noise mat. I'll do 2 of these, weld them together, and probably do a little brace on the back so it can't slide backwards. Got the factory junction here that used to be under the hood. A lot of these wires are going to be extra. I welded these bolts, P-clamped, built that bracket for zip ties. It's pretty obvious. Twisted wires are for your data. Purple to purple, this shortens up. Do a better job of crimping than me. That wasn't good. Orange wire is battery power. Has power all the time. Yellow wire needs to have battery power. That's going to have this battery power coming into the back of that. Flip it on. Is that red with a green stripe? And I think solid red. Those are the two that's going to turn on your ECM. ECM is going to power up the fuel pump. That is light, no, I think that was gray with an orange stripe. And light blue with an orange stripe is your oxygen sensors. You need to have this power with the key with a 20 amp fuse. It's hard to tell the difference in color on those two. But I believe the bigger one is going to be for my O2 sensors. I'll trace it down and make sure. This will be the signal ground out to activate the fuel pump relay. Gonna have 2 more, I don't know which 2. Out of these, I know there's 2 for a purge solenoid evap of some type in the front. There's some type of evap in the rear. Pressure sensor in the fuel tank. Fuel gauge. I mean, I know what most of them are. You gotta have vehicle speed sensor on the differential. I don't know if they'd be in here, but there's the vehicle speed sensor on the transmission. That runs only the cruise control. Brake pedal input for the cruise control. Most of these will be extra, but there's a few more wires I gotta run under the hood. So if they're going through the purge solenoid, through the firewall to the purge solenoid of the motor, I'll use that wire just for like my engine crank, AC controls. I only want this one harness going through here. I think there'll be enough extras. Anything I need, I'll just find something extra that goes that way, use it. I know quite a few are going to go to the computer. I just cut those, terminate them somewhere in here, and then that'll make the whole harness be a lot cleaner. I got an entire universal wiring harness for all the lights. I think that'll be pretty easy. Mount the fuses on the kick panel. I'm sure you on the hood. Got my radiator back. He modified that lower coolant hose. I had to mount the radiator an inch lower than factory, but I think I'll be able to put almost a 90-degree hose on that. This is only partially mounted right now. I got a bottom bolt in. You can't see it. I don't know how to mount the sides. I'll figure that out later. The starter solenoid got the alternator power wire, runs down to the starter, with the original wire, and then runs back to the battery in the trunk. I still have to run the signal wire. Other than that, I think it's all about the same tonight. Haven't had much time to work on it. Still got to build my steering. I've got a few ideas there. Later I'll get another steering column. I'm going to cut this shorter, do a U-joint, and I'll have to have a stand come up and hold it. So U-joint, U-joint, U-joint. I have to be 3 of them to make that angle. It just doesn't quite get low enough, and I'm afraid even right here it would bind as I turn. I got to take the tension off, get up here more. So those are not going to line up. 3 U-joints, mount the one shaft so it doesn't wobble around, and later I'll probably get a different column and completely redesign that. Seen the brake lines, they're all hooked up. Steering, couple power wires, and this will be running. There's my steering contraption for now. I'll weld this to the Explorer. Has a rubber vibration dampener in here. Put this bearing in there, keep it from flopping around, and weld this to my steering shaft, and later we'll redo this part. Hopefully the rest of it can stay forever. This for cruise control. Draw resistors. I only need one. I need one of each different resistance for each control on your cruise control. It only runs 2 wires for your on, off, set, accel, resume, all of that. It varies the resistance to change the command. These are just some cheap double momentary switches, off, on, either direction, self centers. Those will be my cruise control switches, put 2 of those in the dash. This will be all my controls. Gotta do the plugs on it later. It's the dimmer switch, 70s stuff, mount down the floor for my headlights. Hopefully soon it'll be running. See you next time.